Hello and welcome to the webinar all about the new version of Minimash that we released this year. About a month ago, we rolled out our new updated Minimash area. This is accessible for all adults and children who have access to a Purple Mash subscription. So I'm just showing you the Minimash homepage after having clicked through it via Purple Mash. If you would like me to show you how to get to it, I'll just switch back. So by default, all children and all adults land on the Purple Mash homepage, and there's two ways that you can access Minimash. You can either click on the early years egg shape here, and then select Minimash on the top icon. Alternatively, if you click on the switch button at the top, you can click next to the logo where it says switch, and this will take you into your version of Minimash. It's useful to note, starting, that at the top, it will show you which class you are currently assigned to. If you have access to more than one class as part of your Purple Mash login, what you can do is you can swap between the different classes. What we've done with the new version is try to align it so it's very similar to the layout and functions of Purple Mash. So when you click on either your avatar or your name at the top, you'll see a pop-down menu. If you do have more than one class, maybe you're a nursery teacher and you have an AM and PM class that you want to swap between, you can access the different class settings by clicking on the switch class option. You can see here that these are all the classes I have access to. If I want to swap to nursery, I can select the name of the class and then press OK. If you find that you can't view classes that you should, it's worth getting in touch with your either your computing lead or your school office manager. They're usually the point of contact for making sure that everyone is set up with the right access to all the classes they need. If you have been a long time user of Minimash, what you'll find is it's still a bright and engaging place for your learners to interact with digital technology, but you'll notice we've had a little bit of a facelift. We've got a variety of different interactive elements, the usual areas of the curriculum where if you hover over it, you will hear. If you can hear, I think maybe my sound settings have been changed. Here we go. It is off. Let's just double check. There we go. So just like before, we've got areas where children can navigate around at their leisure. And as you can see, it's geared towards children who are not yet able to read, hence why there's minimal text on the screen. If you'd like to adapt the volume, as you've just seen me do, it's hidden behind your name menu. Click on sound settings and you can either reduce or remove the sound entirely. As with the old version of Purple Mash, it is very much geared towards touch technology, so children can access all the resources on here via a whiteboard or a tablet within your setting. I'm currently using a laptop with a mouse, so I can click and drag inside and outside. There's no longer a door that you have to open, it's just one continual flowing motion from inside to outside. We've got different seasonal animations to make it look bright and engaging for the children, and this will update as the seasons progress. Some of these have little animations you can see by clicking on them, and when you see the star illuminate or hear the sound, that's when you can access different content for different areas of the curriculum. In this case, the drawing and painting area. As before, children can self-navigate and look at all of the resources, and what we'll explore today is how you might want to streamline their engagement so they're just looking at specific areas of one particular topic or area of the curriculum. You can also navigate by clicking or hovering over the arrows, and that will swipe across the setting as well. Now, as before, Minimash has been created so that children can easily access digital environment as part of continual provision within EYFS. Due to the age and a restriction with device numbers, it can be very tricky to sit down and have one-on-one time with children. So this is very much designed so that it can be left on your whiteboard for the children to come and interact with, or if you have any devices in your class, then you can log in multiple times as a teacher, and that just allows children to be able to explore all the resources, and they can start saving work to their area within the tray setting here. Now, for those of you who've used it previously, you may be aware that this top section of the screen is brand new. Not only do we have access to switch easily between the different platforms on the right-hand side and also access your menu behind your name, what you can do is you can now easily search for content. For example, I can look for autumnal resources by typing in a keyword, and then it will then filter out the different resources that we've got, and it will then link them to different areas of the curriculum. What's also useful is we now have a teachers area, which is easy to locate the different plans and resources for incorporating early learning goals within the mini-mash setting. We have a scheme of work for reception based on the 7 areas of learning, and we have our general computing skills resources as well. Underneath that, we have the teacher tools, which are blank versions of our favourite activities to allow you to add your own images, text and content to make it most appropriate to your learners. All of these come with inbuilt tutorials that will show you how you can create your own content and share these with your children. As with before, what's really useful is when children interact with Minimash, they start to become familiar with the different icons that they will encounter as they move on to Key Stage 1 and Purple Mash. They'll know how to open up activities. They'll know how to use things like the drawing skills. Opening up an activity here, children can select different colours, alter the pen width. They can start using their fingers or mouse control to help draw or paint. And it's these icons here that children start to begin to build familiarity with, so they know the locations to find to save, print, open and exit their work. As before, the way that Minimash has been designed is so that children don't need to log in individually in order to save work into their area. Because I'm logged on as an adult at the moment and I'm currently assigned to reception class, if I try and save this work now, it will come up with all the children in the reception class. You'll notice that I've added pictures or images onto children's trays to help them easily identify which tray belongs to them. I'll show you in a moment how you can personalise your trays to make it easy for children to be able to find their tray to save work to. Because as you can see, some children have long, complicated names that they might not be able to identify from a list. So personalising them with colours, pictures and icons is a great way of children being able to easily click on their tray, and it pre-titles and dates the work, and it can easily get saved in there. So the Mini-Mash learning environment at the moment, as we can see, everything is all geared up towards all areas of learning. I'm going to show you the trays and how to modify those, and then we'll move on to how you can start streamlining children's engagement to particular topics and subject areas. I'm going to go to the trays area now. And as before with our old version, you can personalise the trays for your class by clicking on the pencil icon. If you don't see any children in your class, or you don't see many, it might be that you're zoomed in quite far. The more that you zoom out, the more trays you'll see. The more you zoom in, the fewer trays you'll see. It's relatively straightforward to personalise a child's tray. By default, they all are orange and with a blanked silhouette. If I want to personalise William's trays, I can click on the pencil. I can either allow the computer to randomise and create coloured and different textured trays, or I can be specific by clicking on the tray colour, changing it to my preference. I can have a different animated label. For example, if William is particularly into dinosaurs or animals, maybe that's a crocodile or dinosaur, then I can add that as his label. And then to change his picture, I can click on the avatar shape and either search for something particular. Maybe he likes robots. I can search for a robot and add that to his picture. Alternatively, I can either draw a picture of him. I can take a selfie if my device has a forward-facing camera and he can stand in front of the device to take a selfie. Or if I have any pre-taken pictures that I want to upload to the child, I can click on the Get Image and then navigate to my device library. If I'm on a tablet, then it will take me to my camera roll. I'm currently on a laptop, so it's taken me to my file library. And then if I want to have any different decorations or prints on the side of the tray, I can choose from the list here and then select Save. So that now should have updated William's tray accordingly. What's really useful, as before, any work that a child does and saves to their tray in Minimash, for example, I just saved that number 2 piece of work in Anthony's tray, it actually saves into his work folder within Purple Mash. So it actually begins to start banking the evidence that a child has done digitally, and it opens it up here within the Purple Mash work folder, number 2, paint. And if I open that up, it will show me what he did. So the trays, as before, can be personalised. Just click on the tray area and that will allow you to do so. Also, as before, you can change the clock between analog and digital. Just click on the clock itself and you can use the slider option to do that. Now, if I'm wanting to start streamlining the children's interactions so that we're looking at particular topics or subjects that we're focusing on in class, I can change my topics and this will update my display board within the classroom. You'll notice that if you've not been on Minimash before, then you'll have a Getting Started display board. If you click on this, it will take you to a video for pupils and a video for teachers. So you may wish to share these with children or with colleagues if they are new to this area. What's quite useful is I can now update this area by clicking on the topics icon at the top of the screen. Clicking on this will show me the current topic that I have assigned to this class. Again, bear in mind, I'm currently in the reception class. If I want to assign a topic, I can click on this tab here. It's showing me all the classes that I currently have access to, and I want to alter my reception topic. It's currently got the Getting Started topic displayed, so I want to edit that by clicking on the pencil icon. I'm going to scroll down here and I'm going to find the Getting Started topic and I'm going to remove it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the variety of different pre-made topics that are available for me to use. For example, we're currently in autumn, so I might want to add the autumn topic. If I have more than one topic selected, whichever one I want to be the primary one that's seen first, I can illuminate the star with. Just for now, I'm going to leave it on autumn. By default, it'll automatically be visible at all times, but if I want to schedule this, I can choose a start date and an end date from when it will appear and when it will be removed from my Minimash environment. It's currently on, and it might be a case of that I want it to be displayed until half term, so I can choose a date at which my children will break up for half term. I can also if I want to drill down by the selected topics and unselected, I can do that. And I can also look at topics that have been pre-made or ones that have been created by myself. Now, if I go to the home screen, you should note that, there we go, we've now got an autumn topic display. And if I click on it, if I was a child clicking through it, all the teacher resources for autumn are at the top for me to have a look at. I can print out different resources to use in the setting. And if I was a child, I've got all these different activities that I can interact with that are pre-created to do with, in this case, autumn. So for example, the paint projects will be to do with autumn. The maths activities will have an autumn counting theme. The jigsaw pieces and the pairs games and the stories will all have different activities that are all themed appropriately. So here, children can interact with the resources. It's hopefully a time saver for you as an adult. The activities are all themed based on your current topic or activity. If you'd like to add more than one topic, again, come to the topic area, click Assign, and then click on the pencil icon. If I want to add another one and maybe have that end on Friday, I can choose that. And now when I click on Minimash, we've got All About Me and also autumn. So children can click through on the relevant topic that you've guided them to interact with. Now, what's quite useful is you can create your own topics. Obviously, a lot of the topics that are pre-created by 2Simple are lots of the common EYFS topics and themes that you'll be familiar with. But what's really useful is you can create your own bespoke topics. To do that, just click on the My Created Topics tab at the top. You can see here that I've already got one that's been pre-created. I might want to add a new one by clicking Create Topic. We've got Halloween coming up, so I might call this one Halloween, and I can give myself my topic an image. I can either upload from my device by clicking get image. So if you found a picture on the internet or you've taken a picture or saved a JPEG, you can upload that. And I'm just going to add a picture of a pumpkin. So I might add that as my picture. Now, when we come to actually create the topics, we can choose whether we want to add a particular file with an activity. So I can upload from my device. So it might be that I have a video of the children singing a Halloween song. It could be that I've created a PowerPoint that I want them to be able to open, or it could be a PDF worksheet that I want them to complete. So you can upload any file type into your Minimash environment. And if you want to, you can click and rename. So for example, if I just want to rename and call this pumpkin matching activity, I can then update the name of that. You can add multiple files, and also you can add different applications from within Minimash and Purple Mash. To do that, you can click Add Application, and you can select from the different tools and applications we have within Minimash and Purple Mash. For example, if I wanted to add a type of jigsaw, I could then find a jigsaw from within the resources, and then I could include that as well. So I might want to make my own jigsaw. You can add multiple files, different file types. I'm just going to quickly add something different like a quiz. You can have dozens of different resources within here. And if I now select save, you'll see that's now a my created topic, so I can use it next year and the year after that and so on. If I then want to assign it, I can click Assign Topics, select the pencil icon, and maybe I might want to remove the other two and display my topic, Halloween, straight away, or I might want to schedule it for later in the month. If I leave it on for now, then what we'll find is that the home screen has been updated with a display to reflect Halloween. We click on the display and the children can access the different resources. So hopefully this is an easier way of being able to cherry pick those activities that the children need to interact with. They can start to build familiarity of being able to click on the display board, find the activities that you might want them to do. Quite a popular option is in the My Created Topics area. Teachers quite like to create a topic for a different day of the week. So for example, you could have Monday and then include the work for that Monday, and then the children just change it day on day or week on week, so children can access the different resources that they might like. So again, just to reiterate, this is very much still designed for children just to be able to log on via the teacher's access. They don't need to be able to have to sit with an adult or have their own device. If you do have any support staff working with you who are able to work individually with children, there is the option to log children in. So you can find a child within your class and then you can find their name, log in as them. If you want to enable a PIN for extra safeguarding, you may do so. And what's particularly nice is the child will then see how the environment will look to them if they were to log in at home with parents and carers. So Caitlin can now see that we've got the Halloween resources area. In the trays area, she only sees her own tray. Okay, and she might wish to personalize her avatar. She might wish to update her sound settings, but as you can see, they don't have the same number of options as you. Whatever Caitlin does within her tray area in Minimash will be visible to you and to her within the Purple Mash area. So just to revert back to my own account, if I now click on my switch button, select switch, just to show you that if I open up my workspace here, if I navigate down to where it says reception class, expand the pupils, and if I find Caitlin's name here, this is what's within her tray in Minimash. So it's a great way for children to start banking digital evidence, so to hopefully bridge the gap between early years and Key Stage 1 with their digital learning. That's a brief tour of Minimash. Again, if you want to be able to see the pre-made video, if you're in Minimash, we do have the the topics area. You'll also find the help box will give you a tour for the overview, how to create topics, how to manage the trays, and how to save work. That can be viewed at any time by any of the adults within your setting to be able to see Mini Mash. And if you want to be able to view the getting started, then you can scroll down to where we've got the getting started. If we star that, that will be visible. And then pupils and children will be able to access the different welcome videos. Hopefully that tour has given you a flavour as to how you might wish to use Mini Mash in your setting. Going back to Purple Mash, just to give you some further advice, if you require any support, maybe you have other colleagues who might benefit from being shown or being given any personalised advice, just tell them to click on the Teachers tab when they next log in and navigate to the Professional Development area. It's within here that you might have found today's webinar. Clicking on here will show you all the webinars you can sign up for free, and you will be emailed a video recording if you can't make it live. And we have a whole host of additional further support for you, for example, the training platform. One area that's particularly useful is this feature called Mash Chat. Feel free to click and book a complimentary meeting with us, either a phone call or a Teams meeting for any staff member of a Purple Mash school to discuss Purple Mash, Mini Mash, or any other questions that you might have. It's literally our job to help you get the most out of the system. So if you can make use of it, please feel free to book on at a time that suits you. And also feel free to let your colleagues know that this is a feature that you all have access to, and it's included within your school subscription.